And this is where police say that gunman, Dr. Bharat Naran Manchi, showed up. He expects the appointment slots to fill up in minutes. There are homes down the road from me. There's an apartment complex right next to me. And that's where neighbors say it was hard to sleep last night after hearing all those gunshots, some even seeing the man get killed. And as you mentioned, the scene is now cleared, but you can still see some of the markings from that officer-involved shooting. Police are still on the scene and they will remain here to investigate what exactly led up to this apparent hostage situation that turned deadly. As you mentioned, 2 people are dead, and while police have not yet identified the victim or the suspect at this time, it appears they were both doctors. 3 new congressional seats could be up for grabs. That means new maps, new districts, and potentially new representatives for you. The reason being, we actually found it. I'm going to give you a live look here from our KXAN weather and traffic unit here. This is the accident that's causing that closure from Breaker Lane, Balconeswood Drive. There are 88 openings on top of that 150 the city cut. The problem for APD, the city also brought cadet classes to a halt. Every day, Chris Story drives 3 hours.
It's really a purpose-filled drive.
Round trip.
I almost feel like I'm on a mission.
To Fayette County.
I live in College Station still.
The Texas A&M graduate student who has dreams of one day becoming a doctor shows up here, the LaGrange Family Health Clinic. That's because the 24-year-old leads the county's in-home COVID-19 testing program.
I know it's cliche to say you want to help people.
The program targets those who are unable to leave their home.
Okay, so we've got 10 at-homes today.
People who may be homebound, lack transportation, or may have been exposed to the virus.
The common denominator here is people who can't get to a clinic or a source of health care to get the test themselves. I feel like we're really catching people who could potentially fall through the cracks.
Since the program kicked off in November, Chris has been able to test over 100 people across the county through nasal and spit test. Chris says he understands the risk, but he won't stop. He says he'll continue to do it as long as there's a need.
People are still getting sick. People are still getting infected. I know pandemic fatigue can be a real thing, but we're not out of the woods yet.
And with each home visit, Chris gears up in new PPE to ensure everyone's safety. Test results come back within 48 hours. Back to you.
So I'm ready to.
When longtime Austinite Democratic Representative Lloyd Doggett ran for Congress in 1994, he never imagined his journey would take him around Texas and keep him on the road.
Undoubtedly, in normal times, the worst part of this job is I-35.
From Austin to the Rio Grande Valley to San Antonio, throughout the years, Doggett has been able to adapt to the mapmaker's changes.
Suddenly one day, instead of having Pflugerville, I had McAllen. And then after that, I went toward Houston, almost to the city limits of Houston, and now currently Austin to San Antonio.
This year, those mapmakers' changes will likely come a little later than usual due to COVID-19. In fact, a delay in getting the 2020 census results will likely mean redistricting will have to come in a special session. Doggett just worries about the accuracy of the count.
And this year, with the pandemic, even more difficult to reach.
While Republicans control the legislature and can legally draw the maps to their benefit, for a Democrat like Doggett, it could mean a new district.
Our community could be split up, carved up every which way.
Lawmakers will have about 2 months to debate the new maps, but despite the outcome, whether it's the 10th, 25th, 35th, or a new district, you can expect Doggett back on the ballot and back on the road.
I'm getting ready to head to the streets again. I just don't know which streets.